Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to tie the 4-strand round braid to form a loop to start a leash with. Alright, we're using 4 cords. You're going to probably want to make, cut each cord to about 25 feet in length, and then you can kind of take notes how much you have left over after you do that for the type of leash you want and how long you want it. That's going to probably give you about maybe a 5 to 6 foot length of leash. Alright, so 4 cords, about 25 feet each one. Move over to the right a little bit, okay? So move over to the right. This is going to compensate for the 4-strand round braid we're going to tie, so one side isn't as, that long, much longer than the other side. Alright, so we're going to take one of the cords and tie off the other ones. Alright, so just a simple tie off to keep it in place, so when you tie your 4-strand round braid, it won't come down undone on you. Alright, so now we're going to do a 4-strand round braid. A lot of tutorials on that, and I have one too if you're not familiar with this. So let's go ahead and do a 4-strand round braid. And when you do tie this, you want to kind of make this tight. Alright, again, this is the loop that your swivel clasp will go onto to start a leash. Alright, I'm going to kind of go fast here. You want to make this probably, 3 inches, depending on your preference, whether you want a large loop or small loop. Alright, and as you braid, any kind of braid, using multiple strands, as you know, they get jumbled up at the bottom. And if you're unaware, it's great to pull one at a time to unjumble them. Melvin taught that in one of his videos. Works great. So, and you will have to do that repeatedly when you tie the braid for the leash. So, as with anything, be patient, take your time. And you'll get it. Alright, so we're almost done here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use 2 strands to hang on this side, and then we're going to use 2 strands for the crown. Okay, in this case, we're just going to tie off 2 of the strands. It doesn't have to be exact, so don't worry about which ones you pick. Just, pick 2 that are going to hang. What I mean by hang is you're going to not use 2 of these for the crown that you're going to make here shortly. So just pick any 2 strands and you're just going to let the other ones hang there, okay? These are going to go up through the crown. These 2 are going to be used for the crown, okay? And go to the other side and go ahead and undo the tie off that you did. Got a blister there, so that's what that is. Alright, now we're just going to pick 2 of the strands, any 2, and we're going to let the other 2 just kind of hang there, okay? So, alright, you can pick whatever 2 you want. If it comes undone a little bit, don't worry about it. Just grab the next 2 you want to use, okay? So in this case, we're just going to pick. I like to try to pick the outside ones for the crown, such as this. I'll let these 2 hang here, okay? Alright, so like I said, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to use these 2 for the crown, okay? We're going to tie these off right here. Alright, so like I said, just pick any 2 and just let the other 2 get tied off and hang. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring all of them together. Alright, don't get confused here with all the cords hanging. Easy to do. Make sure you separate your hanging cords from your crown cords, okay? So you should have 4 crown cords. Alright, these 2 are hanging. Go ahead and undo these now. This is my way of doing it. Of course, whatever works for you, have at it. Alright, so these 2, and then of course these 2. We're going to go ahead and tie these together because these are the ones that are going to run up through the crown. Like I said, you don't have to be exact, so if you got lost a little bit, don't worry about it. Just get your 2 cords that you're going to use for a crown. Alright, I pulled this all the way through, so it's not going to hang and get in my way down there, so you'll get confused with it. Alright, so now you have a tie off with 4 cords hanging. Okay? Looks a little sloppy, don't worry about it, it'll get fixed. Now what you want to do here is go ahead and tie a crown knot using your 4 hanging cords, okay? So these are out of the way. Go ahead and tie a crown. So these up out of the way. It's going to kind of, get a little jumbled up. get your next cord. All right. Crown it. Take this one here. Find your next cord, which is this one right here. Crown that one. Take this. Likewise. All right. Don't get confused here. All right. That was the one that went through there. So we got to open that up a little bit, and then crown that one, like so. All right. Now you want to tighten your crown up. Looks like a jumbled mess right now, but once you get it and kind of practice with it, you'll see. You'll pull on these two a little bit here. The center cords, pull on those a little bit, get them tightened up a little bit so it won't look so disorientated here. All right, get your crown tight. And you can kind of make this real firm because it's going to come a little bit loose on you anyhow. So don't worry about that. All right, now what you have here is a crown with the 4 hanging. Okay, so you took the 4 that were hanging and you made a crown. Copy. All right, you can kind of pull on these a little bit, tighten it up so it doesn't look so ugly, and then you're you get demotivated. All right, now that you got your crown tied, you need to tie the wall knot. Okay, like I said, the more you practice this, the more you're going to make it. The more better you're going to make it look. Tie your wall knot, like one on each one. All right. Okay. Then find your first card that you started out with, and run it up through there. Tighten it up. Tighten up your wall knot. Kind of get these out of the way. Keep those boogers out your way. Tighten your wall up a little bit. You don't have to make it so tight, but in the end, you're going to tighten up your double diamond, pretty firm. It's going to look straight. Now, see this one right here? Doesn't look so pretty, does it? But guess what? Once you pull on it and make the 4 strands that are running up through, it'll tighten itself up, and it'll look pretty once you get the double diamond tied. Now, for the double diamond, what you're going to do is, I guess it's called a double diamond. I think it is. I may be wrong, but all right. Now you have 4 strands hanging, right? These are tied off. You're going to take 1 strand, okay? And you see this cord right here? You're going to have this one here, this one hanging the strand here. Follow this one right below it, okay? See, it comes up. You're going to follow this one right here, all right? So follow that bad boy. All right. See that? You're going to follow it, bring it down around. Now when you get to this spot here, you see how this cord is this one right here? Well, guess what? You don't want to run it up and follow the same pattern and have it come out through here. You're going to actually run it down through here, but you're going to have it come through the center of the crown like so. So take your hemostats or whatever you like to use, run it down through the center of the crown where the other ones are hanging, okay? See that? And then poke it through there. That's where you run it up through, okay? All right, see that X? Basically forms an X. Break the X. All right. Okay, and keeping it on top of the one you're following. Okay, see that? So you don't come out through here, you come out through the center of the crown. You're going to do all of them like that. So this one here is going to follow along this one here right below it. Okay? Take your hemostats or a lacing needle, whatever you want to use, fids. Same thing. Take your next hanging strand and follow the one that's right below it. See that? Bring it around. Same thing. Do not follow exactly all the way through to the end here, because you'll come out here. You want to come out through the center of the crown, so you want to take this, break that right there. See that? And have it run up through there. Okay, like so. And then lift this up a little bit. See how it's kind of on top of that one right there? lift it up, and then just kind of push that down a little bit. And as you tighten it up and dress it up, it'll fall into place. It's the same thing. Follow along there. Now you're going to be going under these two here. Okay, and again, bring it under this one that's hanging, up through here, but don't follow all the way through. Make sure you bring it up through the center of the crown. So this one here is going to go up through there. Alright, same thing. Take this one here, follow this one right below it. And likewise, bring it up through the crown. Alright, so you found this one right here, and you're going to bring it up through that crown there. Up to the middle of the knot with the rest of them. Alright. Now, that basically completes double diamond. Now when you dress this up and as you tighten it up, you might want to use a fid lacing needle or a hemostats, whatever, and kind of separate them and tighten them up bit by bit. That way it doesn't look like they cross each other, you know, going under each pass. Okay, so tighten them up. See how this one kind of looks like it goes underneath this one right here, but really it comes off through here because it's this one right here. See that? So what you want to do is kind of separate it a little bit. Use this to separate it, and then you can kind of tighten up then, and then as you tighten each one up, it'll kind of fall in place, following the correct path. And you can see it's a little bit jumbled up here. Well, guess what? The ones that you ran up through the crown, it'll tighten that up. See that? Pulling those real hard. All right. Again, this is going to be real tight, and then after you get done with your double diamond, it's going to be real tight. Pull these tight. And then you're going to have yourself the beginning of a leash. Also, the most important thing is before you tie the crown and entwine all the cords together, make sure you put your clasp on. Okay, don't get to this point and realize, yeah, I've got to put it on. All right, so before you tie your crown, make sure you put your clasp on. Okay, there you have it. So that begins it. This is part 1. Melvin Thomas leash. Copy, copy. Happy, happy, happy.